what they are, what is in them. You know what the Coke, Sprite, and all that kind of stuff. Wait, you know what all of those things have in them, and you know the apple juice, the lesser of all evils. So that's why you chose it. Do you think I did it just randomly by putting the apple juice in there? I know how you're gonna pick what you're gonna pick. I know you're not gonna pick any of the random shit that I said, and you're not gonna pick any of the actual Cokes, the what do you call it? The sodas that I know that is a brand name that you know of. Do you think? Point? What do you think that is? What do you think that is?
That's not subliminal messaging. That's you being a dick and putting me in a room and then requiring me to find water in a source of a vending machine.
But this is what subliminal. Oh my goodness.
That is not subliminal. That has nothing to do with you. Had your whole rant had nothing to do with subliminal messaging, like literally nothing.
By me, okay, so by me knowing your behavior, I'm able to foresee, to some extent, your choice in beverage. This is what subliminal messaging does to you at some point.
No.
This is where advertisers do a thing. This is what I'm saying. By knowing how people are going to choose something and subliminally...
Can I ask you some questions, please? Because you...
Yes, go ahead. Go ahead. Ask me some questions.
I'm going to say a thing to respond to what you just said. And then I'm going to ask you some questions. So the thing I want to say is that, like, your reference has nothing to do with subliminal messaging. Subliminal messaging is the idea that a company can make me want to pick a thing in that vending machine. That all the advertisements for Coca-Cola that I've seen in my life would make me choose Coke over the apple juice, and yet I still have the apple juice because of it, because of what I want, because of what I need, because of what I want and need. Okay, so here's my questions. Do you like Coke?
Sure.
No, is it your favorite soft drink?
Sure, I drink it with rum.
Is it your favorite soft drink? I'm being honest.
No, it's not.
Okay, what's your favorite soft drink?
What does it matter?
I'm just asking. I want to know I want to know which one is your favorite.
I don't technically have a favorite.
Okay, can we call it a particular one?
Sure, we can say ginger ale.
Ginger ale, okay. Any particular brand?
No.
Okay. That's my point. Okay? You have seen so many Coca-Cola commercials in comparison to every other thing you've seen.
What?
Hold on a second. You've seen so many very particular marketing, like there are companies that have so much money in marketing, and you've seen so many more commercials for McDonald's than you have for any other restaurant you've seen. And yet you go to the one that's on the corner on your house or that's close by, regardless of whether or not it's like marketed that way towards you. Like subliminal messaging would make you drive out of your way to find the McDonald's when a Wendy's is closer by. If you're already convinced that
No. Okay. Okay. If you went to a mall and there was a food court, subliminal messaging is supposed to make you go for the thing that is much more appealing to you. That's what subliminal messaging is. It's not that it's gonna make you just decide to go out of your way to go pick up something that you enjoy.
That's what that is. Bad sir. So bad sir, subliminal message is making you want to do a thing that you didn't want to do beforehand, in which like you have no control over. I could control. It's this idea that a company can put a blurb on a screen and that says like "kill your mom," and you go and kill your mom. You'd have
that is not okay. Oh my god, Volden, that's not how it works. When you open Volden, when you open an app store for ordering food, and you pick a store, and if you repeatedly pick a store, that in a way is a subliminal message because you have prior knowledge of it and all this kind of stuff. It's not always because of preference, it's because of convenience and all this kind of stuff. It's a huge amount of shit piled in together to make that choice your choice. Does that make sense?
That's not subliminal messaging. Again, you're talking about something different. What you're talking about is another phenomenon,
Oh my
which
goodness,
is
Volden,
a
it's
thing, and we can
everything
talk
put.
about. Hold on, we could talk about that, and you are right about this other phenomenon. Subliminal messaging is different. What you're talking about is the availability of options, and if I only present you with a certain amount of options, then you could only choose a certain. Your vending machine thing was exactly that. We have learned not about subliminal messaging, but like if we only give somebody the options of like shitty cars or shittier cars, that they'll buy the shitty cars and have to replace them later on, like sooner in life. We've learned that with light bulbs. Sorry, businesses and corporations have learned this with all of their products, and it's why we have forced obsolescence with our products now, because they can control what is available to us. That is the availability of options, and it's a phenomenon that is not a good thing. It's the same with like when you open up your phone app and to select food, and if you only can pick Taco Bell, Wendy's, or McDonald's, that's a problem, right? It has nothing to do with subliminal messaging. That is a force.
Okay.
That is not. That's a liminal message. That
Okay.
is direct messaging.
Okay.
Subliminal is the idea that I would be able to trick you into believing something
Volden.
without your consent.
Okay.
It doesn't exist.
Volden, Volden, when you pick a cell phone, what color do you normally pick?
Black.
Why?
It's neutral.
Okay. And why do most companies make black phones?
Because they're neutral.
Okay.
Same reason they make black and white cars predominantly. That's why cars started off black.
Okay. Okay, so why don't you just pick a different color phone?
I don't want one.
Why?
Because black is a neutral color and it goes with more things than a particular color.
Who says black is a neutral color?
I do.
Why do you say black is a neutral color?
Because I've been convinced that it is based on color theory that I've learned.
Okay. 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 All right.
I
Why
haven't been
do
convinced
you
by
why
the
do you why do you pick
corporation to buy
why do you
black
pick
phones.
iPhones?
They're super simple to use, and I'm a PC user, and I like to be complicated when I'm on a computer. I don't like to be complicated when I'm on a phone. It is very difficult for me to figure out how to do that on a phone, to the point where I don't want, like, I just want it to be simple. I want to hit a button, I want to hit a thing, I want to hit a thing, and Apple's good at that. I don't have to think about it.
What makes
I
a
also
phone?
hate
Oh wait. What makes a phone complicated?
I've used one phone prior to having iPhones, which was a Samsung Android in 2010 that I did not enjoy. It was probably a bad era for those types of phones, so I probably should give it another try. But I've gone through simplicity since then because it's easier to know what I know than to learn a new thing. I'm not buying an iPhone because I was tricked by some company. In fact, I'm buying used iPhones that are the older model because it's cheaper. Like, advertisements don't work like the way you think they do. You have to be convinced of a thing already. Like, people are not susceptible to things like this, like you think.
Okay,
To the point where,
why did you choose your car that you drive?
my car that I drove, it was this. My wife was leaving me at the time, and I didn't have a car, so I needed a car.
The
So
car
I
that you
went.
drive now. That's the same
Yeah.
car? That's the
Mhm.
same car?
Same car. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Why do you while you were developing into a human being, we'll say before you became a matured human being, right? Where do you think some of these things came from, these preferences and all that kind of stuff?
Peer-to-peer interactions and parenting.
That's the only place?
Yeah, I mean, the additional things and sources would be any kind of additional sources that parenting and peer-to-peer interaction would provide. So if a parent provides their kid with a tablet that has a bunch of advertisements on it, then their parents are responsible for what they are taught.
So, what I'm trying to get at is like, don't you think that while you were interacting with people and their styles and different style, I'll just say styles, don't you think that subliminally changed your way of thinking and viewing their style as a form of, oh, that is cool, and it changed your concept as you developed? Or do you think you were just this
You were
straight?
talking about different phenomenon all the fucking time. Okay, so again, you're talking about a different thing, which is fine. We can talk about that too. So subliminal messaging, the idea of putting a message in a video that I can flash real quick on a screen, and then you just like now want to go kill a person that you
Hold
shouldn't
it.
have, or is a
That's
thing that
that
doesn't
is
exist.
that doesn't
And
exist. That what you're talking about does not exist, Volden.
good. Okay, so we're finally on the we're finally in
But
agreement.
subliminal messaging does
This other
work.
thing you're this no. You can't say both of those. You can't like we can't get to an agreement and then you just bring it back up and like have another definition issue. Like you're talking about different things. So this other thing you're talking
Okay,
about, this idea
one
that like
sec.
we grow and like
One
that
sec.
other individuals that when they say a thing that we get it like in the back of our minds and our memory that we don't really have control over the like small little nuanced details about our day-to-day interactions. That's a different thing. That's
Holy shit.
completely different than specifically targeted messaging from corporations that they think that they can convince you to go buy a Coke. It's not a thing. It's not a thing. Isn't a thing. You would buy a Coke if you could afford it and if it's available to you. And if you like it. If you don't, if all those things don't apply, then there's no amount of like messaging I can give you that will make you buy the thing.
Okay.
You could try to convince me to drink a Coke. It's not going to work.
Okay,
You could try
so
to tell me all you want about it.
your brain has this defensive mechanism, and it's really interesting. So I'm gonna try and figure this out. So Volden, I'm gonna have you walk by a sign. This is a hypothetical. It's a corridor, and it's completely white, and there's only one ad, right, that you pass by every day as you walk to work. So
Right.
your home is on one side of the corridor and work is at the other side of the corridor, right?
Yeah.
And this is the only time you ever come across this billboard. And this billboard has a water on it.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter. We'll say like it's
Doesn't
Pico
matter.
water, right? We'll call the brand name
I like
Pico
it.
water. Huh?
People water. Is it made with
Pico,
real people?
Pico, not people. If
Not
you want to
people,
use
I like
people
people
water,
water.
whatever. Huh?
Made with real people.
Okay. Yeah, no. So it's just water, and it's called people water, right?
Yeah.
And you walk by this thing and you never give it a second thought for like 3 years of your life. Never give it a second thought, right? And
Okay.
one day you're out about in the world and you go into a store and there's people water on the top shelf, and on the bottom shelf there's Sly water. Sly water.
The water I normally buy. How about that?
Pardon?
The water I normally buy would be on the bottom shelf.
No.
So all the water options are new to me.
Yeah.
Okay.
So basically, people water on the top, and then there's slick water on the bottom, like on the bottom part. Okay. Okay. Which water would you pick up to go and buy and drink?
The cheapest.
They're both the same price.
If they're all the same price,
Mm-hmm.
whatever's in my direct eye line around chest level. That's usually typically where people pick up the first drink. If they're all the same and they all have like just it also might be just whichever one has the best looking label. Honestly, like most of these are the reasons people buy things. That message that's on the board wouldn't be in my memory. It wouldn't. It wouldn't be. 3 years later, it wouldn't be referenced there because.